Heavenly Father, guide our thoughts. Picture an Amish farm, late fall. The hard work of harvest is done, the fields quiet. Yet, one vital job remains, a yearly rite no outsider ever sees. It's a dirty, hidden task, one that tackles what others flush away, and it ensures their whole world survives the winter. It's a perfect example of how the Amish tackle problems. Without all the modern tech we rely on, they have to use simple, smart solutions that have worked for generations. And it's clearly working for them. You might be surprised to hear that the Amish population is actually one of the fastest growing in the world. It basically doubles every 20 years. So even without cars or the internet, they're not just surviving, they're thriving. A huge piece of that success is their commitment to being self-sufficient. And the heart of that is the family garden. But these aren't just little backyard patches. We're talking about massive gardens, often 2 or 3 times bigger than a typical one. These plots have to grow enough food to feed a family for an entire year. That leaves them with 2 really big challenges. First, how do you keep that much soil rich and healthy without using modern fertilizers? And second, in a community that often uses outhouses instead of modern septic tanks, what do you do with all the human waste? For the Amish, the answer to both questions is the same. So let's talk about it. The problem nobody wants to deal with, but every single person on Earth creates. Human waste. In our world, we just flush it and forget it. It disappears into a complex, hidden system of pipes and treatment plants. But when you live off-grid, without all that infrastructure, it's a problem you have to look at head-on. For the Amish, this isn't a modern problem. It's just a fact of life. And their solution is as old as the soil itself. Most Amish families don't have indoor plumbing with flush toilets. Instead, they use a simple outhouse, or privy. But it's not just a hole in the ground. Inside, there's often a 5-gallon pail. Every few days, that pail is collected. And this is where the genius of the system really kicks in. That waste is taken to a compost pile, where it's mixed with something the Amish have plenty of, animal manure from their barns. Then, they add lime to it. This simple, natural process starts to break everything down, neutralizing pathogens and turning a problem into a resource. After it's properly composted, this rich, organic matter is spread on the pastures where the livestock graze. Not on the vegetable gardens, but on the fields that feed the animals. The animals then produce manure, which goes on the garden. It's a perfect, closed loop. One Amish man named Joseph Graber put it perfectly. He said, God knew that man was going to have feces, and he made soil to absorb that. It's a belief that nothing should be wasted. Everything has a purpose in God's creation. Now, you might be thinking, is that really safe? Well, the local health departments have wondered the same thing. One Amish family, the Delagranges in Michigan, actually ended up in a legal battle with the county over it. The county insisted they needed a modern septic system, but a health officer who had looked into their practices for years testified in court. She said that in all that time, the county didn't have any evidence of contamination coming from the family's outhouses. When it's managed carefully and with respect, the old way works. And this isn't about being cheap. As one of the Delagranges explained, it's not the cost that we don't live that way. It's our religion. Their bishop calls it avoiding the lush of the world, the unnecessary and complicated comforts that can pull you away from your community and your faith. By handling this fundamental part of life themselves, they turn waste into wealth, a problem into a solution, and reinforce their connection to the land and to each other. So this entire system is built on a natural rhythm. It's a cycle that follows the seasons, connecting every single part of an Amish farm. And the most important moment in that cycle happens every autumn. After the last crops are harvested and the air starts to get that crisp, cold edge, the real work for next year's food begins. This is when the soil itself gets fed. Picture the main compost pile on the farm. All year long, it's been the destination for manure from the barn, used animal bedding, and scraps from the kitchen. It's a living mountain of future fertility. In the fall, the family comes together. With little more than pitchforks and strong backs, they start the big turnover. It's a huge job. They dig into the pile, lifting and turning, mixing the older, broken-down material with the newer layers. The goal is simple: get air into the pile to help everything break down naturally. What they're making is what farmers everywhere call black gold, a rich, dark, nutrient-packed compost that will be the lifeblood of the garden next spring. Often, they'll dig a new trench or a large pit right beside the old one. This becomes the foundation for the next season's compost. They layer in the fresh manure and other organic material, starting the cycle all over again. This isn't just a chore. It's a deeply respected ritual. It's a physical act of partnership with the land. You're not just getting rid of waste. You're carefully preparing the meal that will feed the soil that, in turn, will feed your family. Once that compost is ready, dark, crumbly, and smelling of rich earth, it's spread thick over the empty garden beds. They cover the ground that gave them so much, tucking it in for the winter under a warm blanket of nutrients. All winter long, the rain and snow help work that goodness down into the soil. Earthworms and microbes do the rest. By the time spring arrives, the garden is bursting with life, ready to grow again without any help from modern chemicals. There's no need for bags of synthetic pellets from a big box store. The health of their garden comes directly from the health of their animals. And the health of their animals, remember, comes from the pastures, the very same pastures that are enriched by that other, separate compost system. It's a perfect, closed loop. This whole process is a bridge. Waste is bridged back into life. The end of one harvest becomes the very beginning of the next. And this isn't just some quaint practice followed by a few people. The Amish are one of the fastest growing groups in the United States. Their population roughly doubles every 20 years. Today, there are over 410,000 Amish people, a huge jump from about 90,000 just 40 years back. In the last 5 years alone, they've started at least 70 new settlements. That means this cycle, this deep connection to the soil, isn't fading away. It's expanding, bringing a time-tested way of life into new corners of the modern world. So what does all this hard work actually get them? What's the payoff for turning a pile of waste into a garden bed? The results are incredible. The average Amish garden is 2 or even 3 times bigger than a typical backyard garden. We're not talking about a few tomato plants here and there. We're talking about a serious plot of land that can grow the majority of a family's food for the entire year. This is how they achieve such powerful self-reliance. They don't need to make weekly trips to the grocery store. Their food security comes directly from the ground beneath their feet, fed by the animals in their barn. And this commitment to using everything goes even further, to a place that might make some of us a little uncomfortable. In one old order Amish community in Michigan, the cycle includes human waste. Several families there use simple outhouses, and every few days, they do something that sounds shocking at first. They take the waste from the outhouse, mix it with animal manure, and treat it with lime. Then, they spread that mixture on the pastures where their livestock graze. Now, you can imagine, the local health department had some serious questions about this. It was a pretty big deal for a while, but a retired health officer eventually testified on their behalf. She said that after years of looking, the county never found any evidence that their practice was causing contamination or making anyone sick. Their old-world method was actually working. To the Amish, this isn't gross or strange. It's just logical. It's part of a divine system. As one Amish man named Joseph Graber explained it, God knew that man was going to have feces, and he made soil to absorb that.